In today's video, I'll be showing you how to create, design, and build a profitable Shopify dropshipping store from scratch for complete beginners. Now, if you just found out about dropshipping, that's awesome. It's an amazing business model, especially if you are just starting out with online business and with e-commerce. And if you've been wanting to build your own Shopify store and start an online passive income business, this video is the perfect video for you. Because in this video, I'm going to be giving you information that is literally in courses that cost $3,000, $4,000, and I'm going to give it to you all for free. So this video is designed to be a complete A to Z, 0 to 100, entire step-by-step tutorial, including how to design your store, as well as running Facebook ads, running Instagram ads, the best sources of traffic. Now, I've also been getting asked a lot to do this particular video lately because there's a lot of videos out there, and there's some really great videos too, but the thing is that they're all old. They're all from 2017, 2018. I've been in e-commerce for a few years now, and trust me, since I started, things have changed a lot. Things change every single day, every single month, and that's why I'm happy to be presenting this video to you today and making this video, because it's fully up to date and it has the best strategy to succeed the fastest possible way, so you can go quit your 9-to-5 job forever and replace it with a profitable online business with Shopify dropshipping. Now, I'm also tired of other YouTubers showing you how to build dropshipping stores using just Oberlo and AliExpress, copying products from AliExpress and using an app called Oberlo just to paste it on a store. Now, this may have worked in 2017, early 2018. Trust me, this doesn't work anymore. I tried it myself when I first got into dropshipping, and let me tell you, it's just the short-term way of doing things. If you want to truly have success in your life, the only way to do it is by focusing on the long term. And this video is going to be showing you how to actually build a long-term business with Shopify, where it's going to be putting money in your pocket every single month for years to come, and something that you'll have as an asset that you can later on maybe pass down to your kids or sell later, for an actual price, like millions of dollars if you scale it up to that. I'm going to be showing you my strategy that I personally developed and that I personally use on my stores, and stores that I've taken to 8 figures per year, which is $10 million per year, which is fully possible. This isn't something crazy in e-commerce, especially when you're selling something at $50 or $100 per unit. You can see that it doesn't take all that many units to actually get to those numbers. So this is called branded dropshipping, and branded dropshipping, I believe, is the future. And trust me, I've done millions of dollars in online sales. Branded dropshipping is the future because you're actually building a brand. You're taking a product and you're building an actual brand out of it with complementary products. If you look at any successful e-commerce store out there, it's a branded store, right? And they probably started off as dropshipping. And so, with dropshipping, if you're not really too familiar about what exactly the business model is, it's really amazing for a beginner, for someone starting out, because there's literally no risk. When you're starting out, the only things you have to pay for is, the Shopify plan. So it's like first 14 days, you get a free trial. Then it's like, about $29 a month, and then you might have to pay for the domain name. Okay, that's $20, $30, and that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really much else that you have to pay for with dropshipping. And the beautiful part about dropshipping is that you don't take any inventory risk that you're taking with something like Amazon or something else, right? So at the beginning with dropshipping, you can truly test out if a product is good. You can build a branded dropshipping store, and you don't even have to order any units. You don't have to order 100 or 1,000 units, right? There's a lot of suppliers out there that will dropship for you with a logo, and they'll do it very well. They'll do it with good packaging, with good branding design that you'll create, and I'll show you how to do that as well. And so that way you're not taking any risk on inventory, and when you're actually going to get customers on your store to pay for your product, then and only then you will send the money and pay your supplier. And let's say if someone pays you $50 on your store and you pay for the product $10 to your supplier, then you pocket the difference between, so it's $40 minus your ad cost. So let's say for ads, you spent $10 to acquire the customer, so $30 is your profit. And so that's why dropshipping is amazing, especially when you're starting out. Now in this video, it's going to be a complete tutorial, and I'm going to make it so you can skip to each part individually. I'm going to put a timestamp below in the description of every single different part. We're going to go over how to choose the right products. We're going to go over how to create and design your store, the themes, the apps, all the technical stuff, installing your Pixel, Google Analytics, your payment methods, your shipping zones. We're also going to go over email marketing, and as well, I'll also show you Oberlo, even though I'm personally not a fan, but I'll also show you how to use that as well if you just want to kind of start simple. And also Facebook ads. We're going to go over Facebook ads, and I've spent over $1 million on Facebook ads within the past year alone, and that's across all my online businesses. So trust me, I know a thing or two about Facebook ads, and we're going to go deep into Facebook ads. I'm super excited about that. We're also going to talk about Instagram ads, influencers, and some final tips for Shopify success. So by the end of this video, if you don't have a functional Shopify store with a good product, with something that is actually solving problems for people in a target market and a real brand, then you might have not followed it properly, and I recommend you rewatch it because there's going to be a lot of information here. So before we begin, I want to answer some common questions that you might have before starting dropshipping. So number one would be, and this is a very common question, can I do this from anywhere in the world? And yes, you can. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. And that's what's so amazing. Like today, there are so many opportunities for people out there to change their lives with online business, with dropshipping, and with e-commerce. Right now, we're undergoing the craziest transformation in history, and e-commerce will be huge. It's going to be 100 times bigger than what it is now. So that's why I'm so happy that you're here watching this video with me today, and you're learning the right information for you to set yourself up for success. So yes, you can. That's the answer to that question. And now number two, how much money do I need to start? You can start with as little as $200 to $300. If you have like literally $50 to $100, then that might be too low. But if you have $200 to $300, or at least have access to that, then that's enough money for you to start. The great part about dropshipping is that you really don't need a lot of money because you don't have to order a lot of units up front. So that's why if you have only a few $100s, then that's enough for you to actually get your store up and running. And that's the most important part. The most important part is taking action. If you can start taking action today, you'll see that your circumstances today will line up in a way where you will succeed. Most people, they don't take any action, and that's exactly why they fail, because they don't even try. So if you try and you actually follow every single step that I'm talking about in this video, then the chances of you succeeding are very, very high. So if you have about $200 to $300, that's enough. If you have 500 or more, let's say 500 to 1,000, that's even better, because then you can start running Facebook ads. At that budget, you can really make your store take off much faster. And Facebook ads, including Google ads and Instagram ads, which I'm going to cover as well, that is literally the key to making your store grow like crazy, make your store grow like a wildfire. And so I'm going to talk about that as well. And now question number three, and this is a common question too that you might be asking, like, wait a second, Dan, can't my customers just go on AliExpress and buy my product themselves? And the answer is, yes, they can, but they won't. There's a reason why there's so many successful brands out there. All the products are made in China. They all can be found on AliExpress, but people still want to buy the product in stores or online on their online stores, not from AliExpress. Why? Because people want quality, and quality only comes if you build a brand. And that's why branded dropshipping is the way to go. It is the true way to win on Shopify, and that is exactly the strategy that Movement Watches, which is a dropshipping watch store. They actually just started off as just a store dropshipping watches, cool watches that they found off AliExpress. They sold for over $100 million to Movado Watches, to a big company. So the owner, imagine just from creating a dropshipping store today, a few years later, you go, you sell, and you walk out with a $100 million check, right? So obviously these skills are amazing to learn right now in today's changing world and in the boom of e-commerce. All right, so now let's talk about how to find the perfect product for you to start your dropshipping store. And this is the criteria that I highly recommend you go by. Number one, your product must have a wow factor. And I'm going to go into the best product research techniques. There actually is one technique that is so much better than everything else, and I actually only use two. And just from these two techniques that I'm going to show you, I found products that have personally made me hundreds of thousands of dollars per month in sales. So, it doesn't have to be complicated, and I don't like to overcomplicate this stuff. It's not hard to make money. It really isn't. It's just a simple step-by-step process. You just have to follow something that is already working for someone. And in this case, it's clearly working for me and for many other sellers out there. So number one, wow factor. Number two, the product must be high quality. It must have a great quality and or a great new design or something like that. Because if you find a product on AliExpress or Alibaba, let's say, and we're going to talk about finding products on Alibaba, that is literally my hidden secret. If you can find the product on there, but the quality isn't great, then you'll see that your store is going to be always hindered. It's always going to be basically, not as good as it can be because your product just isn't that great. So the number one thing is to have and find a great product. The better your product is, the better the quality is, then the better you're setting yourself up for faster and more success from the very beginning. Number three, you must be able to actually find the product on AliExpress or Alibaba. Now, AliExpress and Alibaba are two different websites. AliExpress is basically what the most common dropshipping website. It's like the website that all the YouTubers out there were teaching to go and just copy and paste products from there. And because of that, it's become the most competitive website, and it's filled with middlemen. It's filled with not even factories, just with people in China who know the system, who play the system, and who take advantage of the fact that there are so many people and who want to start dropshipping, and they're following outdated information, so they're getting crazy expensive prices and extremely unreliable shipping. And so it's just a broken system. It doesn't work. And I have a video on this on my channel somewhere as well, talking about why you shouldn't use AliExpress. But your product must be found on AliExpress or Alibaba. Alibaba. I prefer using Alibaba because actually before starting with dropshipping, I was selling successfully on Amazon and still am today. And dropshipping was kind of like an extended branch of that. And I wanted to get into that because obviously you want to master both, both areas of e-commerce, dropshipping and private labeling on Amazon. And so I figured out that Alibaba, I thought to myself, hey, wait a second. There are suppliers on AliExpress and Alibaba. They're probably not that different. They're probably the same suppliers, except they're just charging more money on AliExpress. What if I go and I send out, my supplier template on Alibaba to the suppliers, and I basically just ask them a couple of dropshipping related questions like, hey, can you dropship this for me? And can you put a logo on this? And et cetera, et cetera. And it worked great. And most of my successful products with dropshipping have come from Alibaba suppliers. And suppliers on there are just so much better because they're used to, professional relationships. They're used to huge numbers. So that's why they really want to make something work with you, even if you're someone who's starting out. And the last and final point here that you need to find a great product is a passionate niche or target market. It's always better if your product really is in a passionate niche or target market, because if not, I've had products that were really, really broad and they worked incredibly well. However, if your product is in a passionate niche, for example, like camping, hiking, or fishing, or beauty, or, let's say sustainable beauty or something like that, right? Or veganism, I don't know, right? Something about food, right? So obviously people are very passionate about that, and the more you can niche down, the better. But you also don't want to really niche down too much because then you're not going to have as many people that would be interested in your product. To be honest with you, I would either go with something that's super broad, a product that can be used by many, many people out there, or something that is in a more passionate niche, something that is more niched down, and that way it's just easier to target on Facebook.